Richmond loves to show off, and it does it in that, yep, this city has a sense of humor kind of way. I'll be cruising down Seminary in Northside, dodging two squirrels and a guy walking his cat, like that's just a Tuesday. And suddenly I'm in one of those under the radar pockets that Richmond hides in plain sight. It's the kind of moment that makes you blink twice and think, wait, how did I not know about this? Richmond is full of these little shifts, neighborhoods that feel handcrafted, lived in, textured, and slightly mischievous. They don't scream for attention, they reveal themselves quietly, intentionally, like a friend who waits until the right moment to tell you their best story. One minute, you're sipping something way too good for a random Tuesday at Forest Hill, the kind of drink that makes you wonder if maybe you're cooler than you thought. The next, you're staring at a 100-year-old bungalow in Bellevue, wishing you had stumbled into this hidden gem years ago. And here's the real secret. The neighborhoods with real heartbeat energy, the porch chairs angled toward the street, the casual neighbors hello, the moments that feel like a movie scene, those neighborhoods never make the top 10 best places to live in Richmond. Locals guard them quietly, fiercely, because these are the underrated communities that make Richmond, Richmond. And that's exactly why you clicked on this video. Richmond, Virginia areas no one talks about, but should. You want the real story, not the algorithm-approved list. You want the neighborhoods locals whisper about, not the ones plastered on brochures. So today, I'm opening the vault. You're going into the hidden gems, the overlooked pockets, and if you know corners of RVA that linger in your memory long after you leave. And before we dive in, quick pulse check. I'm a native Richmonder, a relocation specialist, and someone who knows RVA like the back of my hand. If you're thinking about relocating here, curious about neighborhoods, or just trying to figure out what area fits your lifestyle best, reach out. Call, text, or email. It's me that you'll be talking to, and I'm genuinely happy to be your RVA expert guide. All right, deep breath. Let's get into the version of Richmond most people never see. All right, quick reset before we jump in. Richmond isn't a city you understand all at once. It reveals itself in tiny, oh wow moments, little flashes of magic you catch out of the corner of your eye. One minute, you're on a riverside drive at sunrise, watching river fog slide between the trees while someone jogs by holding a Blanchard's cup, like it's their emotional support latte. The next minute, you're rolling past Naymont with cicadas tuning up like a backyard orchestra. That's when you know a neighborhood has a pulse, when the everyday feels cinematic, when the streets tell their own story, when the vibe hits you more honestly than any marketing slogan ever could. Picture the smell of fresh beans drifting from lamplighter. Hear the screen door slap on an old bungalow porch. Feel how Richmond settles differently into your ribs depending on where you stand. If that hits something in you, good, because the first neighborhood we're heading into shifts the whole conversation. It's one of Richmond's best hidden gems, even if locals pretend it's nothing special, just to keep it quiet. It's another cold day out here, y'all. It is 22 degrees, so I thought I would warm up a little bit and talk to you about the next couple of communities. One of Richmond's most underrated communities, Northside, hits you with an, oh, I get it now moment the second you turn onto one of those long, tree-soaked streets in Gunner Park. The houses don't match on purpose. A proud craftsman sits shoulder to shoulder with a brick colonial. Next to that, a porch someone clearly built with a vision, and two bonus Saturdays. It's eclectic, it's expressive, it's under the radar. Richmond at its finest. Skinner Park feels open and grand. Bellevue and Rosedale tighten the energy in the best way. Cozy, neighborly, lively without being loud. Porches become the neighborhood group chat. Saturday morning air smells like fresh cut lawns and someone test driving a new scone recipe. Homes here move fast. If you want the behind-the-scenes strategy, call, text, or email. Information is in the description. Now, let's talk about somewhere that feels like Richmond's version of a well-kept secret vacation. A hidden gem for lifestyle lovers, Forest Hill and Westover Hills are proof you can stay close to the city and still breathe like you're on a long weekend. Nothing is forced, nothing is fussy, everything just works. The trees are taller, the streets are steadier. People move with this easy confidence, like they figured something out the rest of Richmond hasn't caught up to yet. Forest Hill Park is the heartbeat, and on Saturday mornings, the south of the James Market becomes a sensory parade. Warm bread and tote bags, coffee drifting across the field, people casually trying not to stare at someone's dog in the biscuit line. It's perfect. West River Hills Boulevard is practically a case study. Big oaks overhead, that slow exhale energy in the air. The homes match that vibe. Craftsman charm, brick cottages that age gracefully, porches built for lingering longer than planned. If you lived here, would you be Team Forest Hill Farmers Market or Team Riverfront Trail Life? Tell me in the comments, and yes, I will absolutely judge you with love. Next up, a neighborhood that feels like an underrated classic, one of Henrico's most quietly loved hidden gems. Lakeside doesn't need hype. It just is. Steady, comfortable, rooted in that classic Richmond rhythm older neighborhoods wear so well. You turn into those tree-lined streets and feel it immediately. Porches with real chairs, the kind people actually sit in. Gardens someone has been tending for years, sometimes decades. It's familiar in the kind of way you can't manufacture. It whispers instead of shout. Bryan Park is the heartbeat of the area. Fresh pine in the air, open fields, a small dip in temperature the moment you enter the shade, the kind your nervous system notices before your mind does. And on weekends, Lakeside becomes its own little universe. Between the Lakeside Farmers Market and the RVA Big Market, the whole community wakes up like it's stretching its arms. You smell bread baking, hear vendors calling out greetings, watch people wander from booth to booth with iced coffees and tote bags. It's lively without being hectic. A perfect example of Richmond's gather without rushing culture. Then there's Lewis Skinner Botanical Garden, a massive nationally recognized landmark tucked inside a neighborhood that still feels decidedly local. Cocktail nights under the conservatory glow, holiday lights lighting the winter sky. It's the kind of neighborhood flex no one brags about, but everyone benefits from. But here's what I love most about Lakeside. It has this way of revealing itself to people who weren't even looking for it. An under-the-radar community with a comeback story, Fulton Hill is where Richmond's grit and resilience live shoulder to shoulder. You roll in and immediately know, this is different, this is real, this is earned. And part of why Fulton hits me personally is because my parents actually grew up here, on opposite sides of the same back alley. One family on one side, one a little further down on the other. Close enough to shout hello from porch to porch. Close enough to share the soundscape of everyday life. Kids playing, screen doors popping open, someone calling out that dinner's ready. Fulton isn't just a story I tell. It's a place woven into my family's story. It's roots, not research. It's memory, not marketing. Williamsburg Road captures that history. Coffee drifting from a tiny storefront, a mural stretching across old brick that has survived more chapters than most cities write. Freight cars humming in the distance, someone grilling on a Wednesday night just because the weather said so. Gillies Creek Park pulses with energy. Skaters, walkers, dogs pulling humans, cricket players who show up like clockwork. It's exactly what research shows. Small, active parks strengthen communities in measurable ways. Fulton's housing tells the story. Older bungalows, thoughtful renovations, repurposed industrial buildings waiting for the right visionary. This is where Richmond's adaptive reuse movement lives quietly but powerfully. Fulton Hill isn't trendy on purpose. It's interesting by accident. It attracts people who want authenticity without the filter, people who appreciate neighborhoods with layers, nuance, and room to grow. And if Fulton is Richmond's gritty resurgence, the next neighborhood shows Richmond's softer, steadier, deeply rooted charm. A hidden gem of calm, comfort, and character. Some Richmond neighborhoods don't announce themselves, they just wrap around you gently. Bon Air is one of them. The trees get taller, the pace softens, homes sit back with the confidence of, we've been here long enough to relax. Mid-century homes tucked under deep shade, brick ranchers that smell like fresh-cut Saturday mornings, split levels showing off their original character. Bon Air doesn't try too hard. It doesn't have to. Huguenot Park is the neighborhood's rhythm, tennis courts, walking loops, picnic tables, just enough nature woven into daily routine to make life feel grounded. Chesterfield's huge park system, quietly supports this. 67 parks, more than 5,000 acres of green space. Bon Air lives in harmony with it. Then there's convenience, coffee, errands, trails, all in the same afternoon. It's the balance people don't expect. Space without sprawl, quiet without boredom, charm without spectacle. People come thinking it's just another Chesterfield neighborhood. Then 2 days later, they're like, oh yeah, this might be the one. From Bon Air's easy rhythm, let's head somewhere designed for predictability, but with the best kind of personality. A quietly underrated community with intentional design, Atlee feels like someone actually thought things through. Growth sits in that healthy 1% to 2% sweet spot. Steady, intentional, predictable, in the best way. Outdoor life is everywhere you look. Hanover has invested in everyday green spaces, not just destination parks, but the kind people weave into daily life. Joggers at sunrise, evening ball practices, neighbors walking the same familiar routes. Outdoor recreation fuels more than $11 billion in Virginia's economy, and Atlee is the micro version of that story. Commutes here, chef's kiss. Most people are 20 to 25 minutes from Richmond. Half a podcast. You're there. Hanover schools consistently land in the 90-plus graduation range year after year. That stability anchors the whole region. What I love most is how Atlee feels grounded, not flashy, not trying to be trendy, just smooth, predictable daily living. Before we move on, answer this in the comments. What's your non-negotiable? Quick access to the city or a neighborhood that keeps your stress level under second coffee required? Because our next stop breaks the mold entirely. A charming, walkable hidden gem with small-town pulse, Ashland doesn't pretend, it just is. You roll down your window and the vibe shifts instantly. The railroad cuts straight through town, and instead of resisting it, Ashland embraces it. Trains roll by, people pause, kids count cars, someone always waves. Research shows walkable town centers and active main streets strengthen community connection. Ashland is a living example. Coffee shops with creaky floors, baristas who know your drink order, Main Street humming with actual foot traffic. Randolph-Macon College sits right inside of downtown, not next to it, inside it. It keeps the town young, lively, and economically resilient. Housing has heart here. Wide porches, layered renovations, flower beds flirting with the sidewalk. Stay until dusk and you'll feel it. Porch lights flicking on, the faint dusty smell of the track, cicadas tuning up, Ashland Theater lighting the street like a beacon. If Atlee is structure, Ashland is connection. Now, let's head somewhere most people forget exists until they see it, breathe it, and realize Richmond's been hiding an entirely different world. One of the region's most impressive hidden gems of open space, Verona, is the moment where metro noise drops out and the James River steps forward like it's been waiting. Morning air smells like open fields. Cyclists hit the Capitol Trail before sunrise. Fishermen haul coolers towards Osborne Landing like clocking into a ritual. Eastern Henrico has more than 30,000 acres under agricultural or conservation designation. That's not an accident. It's protection, and it keeps the landscape intact. Verona is calm by choice, not by lack. The nature is usable. Trails, river access, paddling, exploring without the crowds. This is where outdoor lovers get their own quiet corner of the world. If Northside is Richmond's porch culture and Ashland is small-town Americana, Verona is Richmond's off-the-grid cousin, close enough to join dinner, far enough to breathe. Now let's head west for big sky, open land, and the kind of tranquility you can feel in your shoulders. A truly underrated rural gem with restorative landscapes. Powhatan hits you the second you step out of the car. Your shoulders drop, your brain slows, the world gets quiet enough for your thoughts to make sense again. Researchers call landscapes like this restorative. Here is obvious why. Morning haze over pastures, wind in the hardwoods, the distant hum of a pickup with a dog riding shotgun. Fighting Creek Park wakes up early. Walkers, athletes, families, neighbors, all weaving outdoor space into daily life. Rural participation in outdoor recreation is some of the highest in the state. Powhatan is a perfect example. People aren't outside because there's nothing to do. They're outside because being outside is the point. The land here stays the land, thanks to preservation programs that shut down the surprise subdivision problem before it starts. Housing here, it's honest. Acreage, workshops, gardens, porches built for watching the day end. And yet, you're still close enough to Richmond to jump in for a concert, dinner, or work. Goochland protects its land deliberately. Conservation easements, agricultural overlays, slow growth. Studies show rural continuity strengthens community connection. You feel that immediately. Homes stay in families, land is handed down, neighbors wave because they know your story, not because they're guessing. Life here is simple but deep. River scent, bird song, porch lights warming the evening. Housing ranges from classic farmhouses to custom homes tucked into the woods to riverfront retreats that feel like a lifestyle more than an address. Maidens isn't a place you stumble into. It's a choice, a slow, steady, deeply rooted choice. Richmond rewards people who actually pay attention. That's the thread connecting every neighborhood in this video. We explored hidden gems, underrated communities, local-only pockets, and under-the-radar areas that don't show up on top 10 lists, but absolutely shape the real Richmond. People choose these neighborhoods for personal reasons. A sunrise that reminds them of a memory, a porch light that feels welcoming, a street that feels like, yes, this fits me. If one of these areas hits you in the deep gut level way, reach out. As a native Richmonder and relocation specialist, I help people land in the part of RVA that fits their real life, not just their online search history. Call, text, or email me anytime. You'll be talking directly to me. If you want your next step to be seamless, start with the playlist Living in Richmond, Virginia. It breaks down the lifestyle, the vibe, the culture, the micro differences, all the things that decide whether a neighborhood feels like home or just looks good online.